Hello learners, welcome to this video lecture where we delve into the fascinating history of All India Radio, a broadcasting institution that has played a pivotal role in shaping India's cultural, social and political landscape. Today, we will explore how All India Radio emerged as a unifying force, connecting the hearts and minds of millions across the nation through the magic of airwaves. And also, we explore the journey of All India Radio from its inception to becoming a prominent commercial broadcasting entity. The emergence of All India Radio, the national public broadcaster of India, was driven by several objectives. Key objectives of its establishment were informing and educating the masses. One of the primary objectives of All India Radio was to serve as a reliable and accessible medium of information and education for the masses. It aimed to disseminate news, current affairs, and educational content across the country. In a diverse nation like India, where different languages and cultures coexist, AIR played a crucial role in providing information and knowledge to people from various regions, helping to bridge communication gaps and promote a sense of unity. Next one is promoting national integration and unity. Another significant objective of All India Radio was to foster a sense of national integration and unity among the people of India. Through its broadcast in multiple languages and cultural programs that celebrated the country's diversity. AIR aimed to promote a shared identity and feeling of belonging to a single nation. The radio was seen as a powerful tool in connecting people from different backgrounds and regions, encouraging them to understand and appreciate each other's cultures, thereby promoting harmony and solidarity in the country. Over the years, All India Radio has evolved and adapted to changing times. But these core objectives have remained integral to its mission of serving the nation and its people through radio broadcasting. Next, for commercial broadcasting, the objective generate revenue. One of the primary objective of commercial broadcasting in All India Radio is to generate revenue. This is usually accomplished through advertising and sponsorship by selling commercial airtime to businesses, organizations, and advertisers. The radio station can generate income to cover its operating expenses and invest in improving its services and infrastructure. Commercial broadcasting allows All India Radio to be financially self-sustaining and reduces its reliance on government funding. Next one, reach a wider audience. Commercial broadcasting aims to reach a broader and diverse audience by offering content that caters to a wide range of interests and demographics. Radio stations can attract more listeners and increase their market share. Increased internship translate to higher advertising rates, which further boost revenue. Additionally, reaching a larger audience enables the radio station to have a greater impact on society by disseminating information, entertainment, and educational content to a wider cross section of the population. Our talk begins in the pre-independence era, when Radio broadcasting was in its infancy. On June 8th, 1923, the first radio broadcast in India took place under the British colonial administration. It was initiated by the Radio Club of Bombay, marking the first step towards the spread of wireless communication in the country. To understand the emergence of All India Radio, we must go back in the time to the 1920s when radio broadcasting was still in its infancy. The British colonial authorities initiated the first radio broadcasting station in Bombay in 1927, primarily for the limited purpose of serving maritime communications. At the dawn of the 1920s, radio broadcasts were primarily non-commercial and controlled by government agencies. In the United States, the Radio Act of 1912 regulated radio communication. And it wasn't until the passage of the Radio Act of 1927 that radio broadcasting began to take a new form. Actually, radio has been a vital communication medium that has played a transformative role in shaping societies worldwide. While its presence is undeniable and in urban settings, its impact on rural areas cannot be overlooked. For decades, radio has been bridging the information gap, empowering communities and fostering social development in remote and underprivileged regions. Radio impact in rural areas, including its role in education, agriculture, healthcare, and community development. You can say in rural areas where access to the internet and television is limited, radio serves as a lifeline of information. It acts as an essential tool in disseminating news, weather updates, and emergency information. Beyond that, radio has been a powerful medium for educational purposes. Radio broadcasts educational programs, interactive quizzes, and language lessons, enabling students in remote villages to gain knowledge and skills. Educational radio programs have not only contributed to increasing literacy rates but have also encouraged lifelong learning among adults, enriching their lives and opening up new possibilities. In agriculture advancement, you say that agriculture is a backbone of many rural economies. And radio has played a significant role in supporting farmers' livelihoods. Radio broadcasts agriculture advice, weather forecasts, and market prices enable farmers to make informed decisions about their crops and livestock. Radio has also been a platform for sharing best practices, promoting sustainable farming techniques, and disseminating information about new agricultural technologies. By enhancing agriculture knowledge and productivity, radio has contributed to poverty reduction and food security in rural areas. About healthcare and public awareness, radio play a very important role. In regions with limited healthcare facilities, radio has proven to be a crucial channel for promoting health awareness and disseminating life-saving information. Radio programs often address health issues, nutrition, sanitation, and disease prevention, helping communities adopt healthier practices. Moreover, during health crises and disease outbreaks, radio serves as a rapid means of communicating emergency information and health guidelines, saving lives in the process. In the another point, community development and empowerment, radio act a catalyst as a catalyst for community development and empowerment in rural areas. Local radio stations, in particular, play an integral role in fostering a sense of belonging and identity within communities. They provide a platform for local voices, culture, and traditions to be heard and preserved. Moreover, radio fosters dialogue and encourages community members to participate in discussions on social, economic, and political matters, thus promoting civic engagement. You can say that civic science developed by the radio. And another point, just like language and cultural preservation. In linguistically diverse rural regions, radio broadcast in local languages preserves and promote cultural heritage. By promoting local dialects, traditional music, and storytelling, radio stations reinforce the sense of pride and identity among indigenous communities. This preservation of culture is vital in the face of globalization, which often threatens to erode traditional values and practices. The impact of radio in rural areas cannot be overstated. It has been a potent force in democratizing access to information, education, and healthcare. By empowering communities and promoting sustainable development, radio has facilitated positive change and improved the quality of life for millions living in rural areas. As technology continues to advance, radio will undoubtedly evolve alongside it, adapting to the changing needs of rural communities while remaining a crucial pillar of communication and development. In this age of connectivity, let us not forget the profound influence radio has had on rural areas. Let us continue to support and cherish this remarkable medium for years to come. The Radio Act of 1927 stands as a defining moment in the history of broadcasting, representing the United States government's first significant attempt to regulate the rapidly expanding radio industry. Enacted on February 23, 1927, this landmark legislation laid the groundwork for the establishment of the Federal Communications Commission (FCC) and set in motion a new era of organized and controlled broadcasting in America. The early 20th century witnessed a remarkable growth in radio technology. Transforming the way of information and entertainment was disseminated to the masses. The unregulated nature of radio waves resulting in a chaotic environment where numerous stations competed for the same frequencies, leading to signal interference, confusion, and broadcasting anarchy. With radio becoming an integral part of American life, there was a pressing need for government intervention to address these issues and ensure a more orderly and efficient broadcasting system. The Radio Act of 1927 sought to address several key concerns. Firstly, it aimed to establish order in the chaotic radio spectrum. The act mandated that all radio stations must be licensed by the government and assigned specific frequencies, thus reducing interference and ensuring that each station had its fair share of the electromagnetic spectrum. Additionally, the legislation introduced the idea of broadcasting as a public service, requiring stations to operate in the public interest, convenience, and necessity. A phrase that would become a guiding principle for broadcasting regulation in the years to come. One of the most significant outcomes of the Radio Act was the creation of the Federal Radio Commission, FRC, the precursor of the modern day FCC. The FRC was vested with the power to issue licenses, allocated frequencies, and regulate broadcasting practices. It comprised a team of experts who were tasked with ensuring compliance with the new regulations and promoting the growth of radio while maintaining the public's interest. As the FRC began its work, it faced the daunting challenge of dealing with the thousands of existing stations that were already on the air without proper licensing. Radio Act also marked the beginning of public interest regulation in broadcasting. To obtain the maintain a license, stations were required to serve the needs of their local communities. The FRC evaluated stations based on the content and quality of their programming, their commitment to educational and informative content, and their engagement with local issues. This approach laid the foundation for the public interest, convenience, and necessity standard that remains a fundamental principle of broadcasting regulation of this day. The Radio Act of 1927 was a pivotal moment in broadcasting history, providing the foundation for the structured and regulated broadcasting system that we have today. Now we talk about setting up All India Radio. Fast forward to 1930, the Indian Broadcasting Company was established. But it was a private entity. However, recognizing the potential of radio as a medium of national integration and communication, the Indian government took charge. On 8th June 1936, the Indian State Broadcasting Service became All India Radio. As you know, in the abbreviation AIR. This is a public service broadcaster. However, it was visionary leaders like Gopal Swami Iyengar who recognized the potential of radio as a medium of mass communication that could reach every corner of the country. In 1936, the Indian State Broadcasting Service was established, laying the foundation for what would later become All India Radio. We will talk post-independence era. After India gained independence in 1947, All India Radio went through significant expansion and transformation. It became the voice of the nation, promoting cultural diversity, educational programs, and entertainment content to reach every corner of the vast country. In the next time, the era of commercial broadcasting. While All India Radio was the pioneer in broadcasting. The 1990s marked a significant turning point with the advent of commercial broadcasting. Private FM radio station started to emerge, offering diverse content and entertainment options to the Indian audience. With India's independence in 1947, All India Radio underwent a transformative phase, evolving from a government mouthpiece to a platform that represented the diverse voices and aspirations of the newly formed nation. During the post-independence era, All India Radio became an essential part of the nation's fabric. It played a crucial role in shaping cultural awareness and promoting regional languages through various programs. Iconic shows like Bina Ka Geet Mala captured the nation's heart, and the popularity of the radio soared. Beyond entertainment, All India Radio played a pivotal role in informing the masses during significant political events like the wars with China and Pakistan. It became the primary source of information for citizens during critical moments in the nation's history. While the radio made its mark in urban areas, it also reached the remote corners of India. Bridging the gap between the urban and the rural populations, radio sets became an essential household item. And radio broadcasts become a unifying force, connecting people from various backgrounds and regions. The expansion of All India Radio's reach was made possible through its extensive network of broadcasting towers, enabling it to reach millions of listeners across the country. All India Radio continued to nurture India's rich culture heritage by broadcasting captivating radio dramas, classical music concert, and other cultural programs. It became a powerful platform for artists, writers, and musicians to showcase their talent to a national audience. Now, we are talking about shifting towards commercial broadcasting, and over the time, AIR means All India Radio witnessed a shift from solely serving public interest to exploring commercial opportunities. The introduction of private commercial radio stations worldwide influenced this shift, promoting All India Radio to consider alternative revenue streams. The Indian government began to explore the idea of opening the radio industry to private players. Now, we talk about the opening of commercial broadcasting. In the 1990s, economical liberalization policies in India led to significant reforms in various sectors, including broadcasting. In 1993, the government introduced a new broadcasting policy allowing private FM radio station to operate. The first private FM station, Radio City, launched in Bangalore in 2001, marking the beginning of commercial radio broadcasting in India. AIR, All India Radio, Transformation and Modernization. We will talk about the new flavor of All India Radio. With the emergence of private players, All India Radio realized the need to adapt and modernize its operations to remain competitive and retain its audience. All India Radio invested in infrastructure, technology, and content diversification. The introduction of new programs, better sound quality, and interactive shows helped All India Radio maintain its relevance in the era of commercial broadcasting. Commercialization challenges for All India Radio. This is the most important point of this topic. And while commercialization brought new opportunities, it also posed challenges for All India Radio. Increased competition from private FM stations demanded a strategic response to attract and retain listeners. The balance between maintaining a public service ethos and generating revenue became a delicate task for All India Radio. However, like any media industry, radio broadcasting also faced challenges such as competition from other media platforms and the need for continuous innovation. Nevertheless, it presented ample opportunities for advertisers, businesses, and content creators to reach a wide and engaged audience. As technology advanced, All India Radio adapted to the digital age. It embraced from FM radio, internet streaming, and podcasting, ensuring that it remained relevant to the younger generation while still catering to its loyal listeners. The emergence of social media also provided a new avenue for All India Radio to engage with its audience, breaking down barriers and fostering a more interactive relationship. Over the decades, All India Radio has left an indelible mark of Indian society. It has been a source of information, a platform for expression, and a unifying force and transcends linguistic and cultural barriers. Some regulatory changes to accommodate the burgeoning private radio sector, the government introduced the Phase 1 policy in 1999, followed by Phase 2nd and Phase 3rd policies, allowing private players to bid for licenses and operate FM radio stations across the country. Now, the point is diversity and popularity. The emergence of commercial radio brought a plethora of entertainment, music, and talk shows tailored to specific demographics and region. This diversity in programming allowed radio to connect more closely with its audience, making it a popular medium once again. So, in the end, from being a tool of national integration to becoming a hub of diverse entertainment and information, radio has remained a steadfast companion to millions of Indians over the years. So today, as we discussed the emergence of All India Radio, let us remember its journey, a journey that continues to resonate with the hearts of millions across India, from its humble beginnings to its evolution as a cultural icon. All India Radio has truly stood the test of time, bringing people together through the power of storytelling and the magic of airwaves. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of the fascinating history of radio broadcasting in India. I hope you enjoyed this video lecture. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to share me on my email seen in below. Stay tuned for more exciting lectures on various topics. Until next time, this is Manisha Upadhyay signing off. Take care and keep learning.